Hey there, everybody. My name is Kevin Sylvester, and I am going to talk to you about my book, MINRS. Now, one of the things I do when I talk about this book is use it to answer a question that I get asked all the time, which is, as an author, where do you get ideas? And the answer actually is the sort of combinations of things, like little bits of information in your brain start to congeal and form things like atoms form molecules. So J.K. Rowling, for example, liked magic, and she put that together with going to school. Or Rick Riordan does the same thing when he mashes together Greek mythology and going to school. Anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about where MINRS came from. And the first idea I had was from a very early age, my love of space. This is actually a poster I put up over my bed when I went to sleep. Also, my favorite TV show, Star Trek. This is an episode called The Devil in the Dark. And they're trying to capture this thing called a horta, but they can't because it melts tunnels in solid rock and escapes underground. I also love Star Wars. This is actually a picture I drew after seeing Star Wars in 1977, 11 times the week that it opened. But also, I listened to the radio a lot, and they talked about mining for things like coltan in space. That's going to happen. We have rich people like Elon Musk and Richard Branson who are spending millions of dollars to send people into space in order to get stuff like this. And so I started to ask myself the question, what will our future be like if we start mining in space? So that's when I started thinking, hey, what if we had cars that could melt tunnels in solid rock like a horta so you could escape underground? Or companies owned by super rich dudes like my company Melming Mining. And in fact, they discover a planet in our solar system called Perseus, which has everything we need. Now, I'm going to do a very short reading from the book. But just to set it up, this is a planet that has all the things that Earth needs. So they start a mining colony up here. But at the very beginning of the book, something spooky is about to happen that has everyone feeling a little bit nervous, which is that they're going to have a communications blackout between Perseus and Earth because the sun basically is in the middle. It's going to interfere with all their communications. So everyone's a little bit on edge. So what they decide to do is to have a party to calm everybody's nerves. And in fact, they're going to have music for the dancing part of the party broadcast from the planet Earth. And when it crackles and dies, they know that the blackout has begun. So my two main characters are named Christopher and Elena, and there they are. They have grown up together on this planet, Perseus, and they're going to meet at the party because they do everything together. But when Chris shows up, he can't find Elena anywhere. She's not by the snacks. She's not over by the fireworks they're hoping to have. Oh, he sees her out on the dance floor dancing with another guy from school. And that freaks him out a little bit. So at the very beginning of my story, he is standing on the edge of the dance floor looking out at Elena with this dopey look on his face. And his dad, who is one of the miners, walks up to him and he says, Chris, can I give you some advice? Take charge. If you keep standing here watching that young lady dance, you'll be watching until the Earth comes back. Go have some fun. And he shoves Chris out on the dance floor. And Chris makes his way over to Elena and they start dancing. And he's really enjoying it, which is freaking him out even more. And so they're dancing and a slow song comes on. And then the music starts to crackle and fade. And that means the blackout is about to begin, and something horrible is about to happen. The static became frequent, the music less and less clear, but we stayed together dancing. And back at the party, someone started a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. Elena looked at me and smiled. Hey, it's like a New Year's Eve party, she said. 6, 5, 4, 3. And Chris, do you know what people do at exactly midnight on New Year's Eve? They wear goofy party hats. 2, she leaned in close and said to me in a whisper. No. 1, the music sputtered and died, and at that precise moment the earth disappeared, and Elena Rosales leaned her lips towards me. There was a huge crack and boom from somewhere overhead. Fireworks? I said, unsure whether to turn and watch. Then I heard the screams. Elena looked over my shoulder and gasped. I saw the panic in her eyes, and I turned around just as the first bombs fell. So there you go. That's a little bit for minors. And if you would like to know what happens next, great! Read the book.